Paradigm Kids, I hope in my heart that it's going well. Come join me for today's lesson.
Welcome to the Paradigm Kids video class.
Out of the many natural disasters we have, wildfires would be one that is very common, very difficult to fight, and maybe the most dangerous. What is a fire? It is a visible part of a combustion. Say the word combustion with me. Combustion. A combustion is a chemical reaction of three things: heat, fuel, and oxygen. These three ingredients must be present before a fire can be made and maintained. If the heat is not enough, or the fuel runs out, or the oxygen runs out, the fire will be out. What is a wildfire? A wildfire is simply an uncontrolled fire that is wiping out large fields and areas of land. It is typically fires that started out of a lightning strike, or people carelessly starting it, or accidentally that went unnoticed and got out of hand. These fires sometimes burn for days and weeks, and they can wipe out an entire forest and destroy almost every organic matter in it. Wildfires can also be called forest fires, grass fires, peat fires, and bush fires, depending on the type of plant life being burned. Note that these fires tend to thrive in very warm and dry climates, rather than thick, moist rainforest types. The destructive nature of a wildfire in a forest is phenomenal. A forest is an entire ecosystem consisting of animals, insects, birds, bacteria, plants, and trees, as well as water, rocks, and climate in that forest area. If a wildfire strikes such an ecosystem, all life forms will be lost. The air and the water will be heavily polluted, and the soils will be badly degraded. What can cause a wildfire? Firstly, campfires. People spend time in the woods to enjoy the great outdoors. Sometimes fires are needed for various things during camping, and they can start wildfires if it's not put out properly. Secondly, smoking. Some people smoke while driving or walking. Sometimes the buds are not properly smothered and thrown away. You never know where that bud will end up and start a fire. Thirdly, lightning. When lightning strikes, it can produce a spark. It can strike trees, power cables, rocks, and many other things and just set them off. Next up, accidents or equipment failure. Car crashes and lawnmowers and many other equipment have been known to start fires when they go wrong. Lastly, fireworks. Fireworks are banned in many places because of their explosive nature and high potential to start a fire. If fireworks are not blasted at the right places, they can end up as fires elsewhere. There are factors that can make wildfires burn more. We are going to discuss 5 factors. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These factors are wind, slopes. Wildfires usually move faster uphill than downhill. The steeper the slope, the faster they burn. Temperature, humidity, and the times and seasons as well as fuel. How can we fight wildfires? Different fires are fought differently, but the big idea is usually the same: to deprive the fire of its fuel and to let it go out by itself. This can be achieved in many ways. Firstly, firing out. This is when firefighters look for a natural edge, such as a road or plain field, and they do a controlled burn of all the fuel between the barrier and the fire. This means that before the fire gets there, it would have already burned out. Secondly, aircrafts. Special aircrafts called air tankers fly over the fire and dump water, fire retardant, and chemicals on the fire. And lastly, firemen. They are trained firefighters that are key to fighting fires. They get into gear and carry important tools on them to fight fires. Preventing wildforest fires is something we must all learn about. Sometimes the very little careless acts can cost the whole city. Public education is probably the most important activity in wildfire prevention. People must be educated on how fires are started, the destruction they cause, and the importance of reporting fires, no matter how small. Thank you for learning with me, Paradigm Kids. Please remember to always share what you have learned with everyone around you. See you next time.